Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. During the past few weeks, I've made some joking remarks that in a few years, potentially we won't have any more companies on the ASX because of the amount of acquisitions that are being done, the amount of companies we are losing because of those acquisitions, and the scarcity of IPOs. I believe it's now 13 months straight where the amount of companies on the ASX has fallen. That will be a record. I don't know. And lo and behold, 2 days in a row, a company in my portfolio is potentially being taken over. This has never happened to me before, that two companies in successive days that I own are potentially being taken over. So that just shows you the amount of acquisitions that are being done out there right now. Now, I'm not complaining because yesterday it was Task Group up about 90%. Today it was Quantum IP up about 20% or so. And immediately, well, not immediately, about 5 minutes into trading, I took profits up 50% from when I bought. And this particular acquisition is a little bit more doubt, not absolute that is this acquisition will go through, unlike Task Group. In fact, there's also a chance there could be a bidding war for Quantum IP because this is the second company or whatever, PE, private equity, that is thinking of taking over quantum intellectual property. So I might talk about that company a little bit later on, but a fairly quiet day on the ASX. The XGO up 0.11%. Is this updated? I am recording this at 3:20 p.m. So I'm just going to see if this has updated. I think that was updated. So XGO up 0.11%. All odds 0.12%. Small odds had a good day, 0.75%. All tech 0.68%. And unfortunately, mining companies again had a negative day. Resources down at 0.7%. And funny enough, if you have actually look at this particular little chart here, for most of the day, XTX, which is the tech indice, and the XAO were roughly in line. And then about midday, the XTX went on a bit of a tear, while the XAO did absolutely nothing. So IT sector had the best day, up 1.15%, understandable. Utilities 0.88% up. And worst performing sector, energy down at 0.77%, and staples down at 0.4%. Having a look at the banks here, banks down a little bit. I thought they might have had a good day today. Gold had a really good day today, up at 2.42%. So obviously, gold had a really good day, but the rest of resources had a pretty bad day. ASX 200 resources down at 0.07%. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to talk about in regards to trading today. I'll look at the top gainers in a second and the biggest fallers. I can see one of the biggest gainers on the ASX was Mesoblast. That's going to be interesting to have a look at that company. But before we have a look at the top gainers or the best performing, worst performing companies, let's have a look at some of your comments that you did leave in yesterday's video. About 6 comments here. Okay, so hi Kneppy, thanks for your video. For gold miners or explorers, do you think it is a good time to buy the dip as gold price is confirmed breaking out? So Capricorn Metal, you mentioned BGL, which I believe is Bellevue, and OBM or a Banda. Now, I cannot give advice. That is one thing I cannot give. So if it seems like I am giving advice, I'm actually breaking the law. It is against the law for me to give advice because I am not a qualified financial planner or anything like that, advisor or planner, whatever you want to call it. So I cannot give advice. All I can say is it's up to you. I've mentioned that gold does look like it has broken out, and the gold sector did have a negative day yesterday. So maybe today was a good day to buy some gold companies. Let's just have a look at gold. Let's have a look at gold. Gold still looks pretty good. And let's have a look at the 3 companies you did mention. We'll start off with OBM, which actually does look good. This one came onto my radar about November last year when the share price broke out at about 17 cents, and it's gone from 17 cents to 27 cents. So I should have taken a position based off that particular breakout, and it's a beautiful looking chart. I don't know a lot about this company at this point in time, but the market likes this company. I probably just prefer a little bit more volume. That's probably the only negative thing I can find about that chart. BGL, which I believe is Bellevue. I could be wrong. Yeah, that's Bellevue. I'm right. I know my gold companies, it seems like. Bellevue, I'd say this is sort of neutral. I wouldn't say this is positive or negative. If you look at the long-term chart, you might get a different vibe. Longer term chart, this looks much better. It does go through periods of time when the share price goes on a run and then nothing for a while, and a period of a nice little run. And it did go on a nice run from the end of 2022, in fact, all the way through to end of 2023. So 1 year in 2023, the share price went from about 60 or just above 60 cents to about $1.80. So a nice little three-bagger for Bellevue Gold. So if you do look at the weekly chart, you get a much nicer chart than just looking at the daily chart. So if you're thinking longer term, maybe Bellevue is for you. I don't know anything about this company. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, this company has just gone into production. Am I right? So they've just started making a fair bit of revenue, pretty much cash flow positive, operating cash flow and free cash flow positive. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Capricorn Metal is a company I've owned in the past, and the share price is in an interesting zone. So that zone is this area between these two horizontal dashed lines, which I would call a resistance zone. The reason I call that resistance zone is because the share price got into this area back in January, and any time, and it's happened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the past, every single time it gets into this zone, we see the share price fall below the bottom of that zone. And right now, it's right in the middle of that zone. If I see the share price get above $5.20, that will be fairly bullish. Now, all these companies' share price and chart will be highly dependent on gold prices, but there are subtle differences between, and not so subtle differences between gold companies. And I think one of the ways you can just look at charts or use charts is to decipher, is discern the better quality gold companies from the worst quality gold companies. So the better gold companies should be going on nice runs right now. They should be getting to almost all-time highs. I'm pretty sure Capricorn Metals is right on all-time highs at the moment. So these video comments, or talking about comments, is going on a little bit longer than I expected. K23 Man says Duratec's margins seem to have slipped a bit in the most recent half. Possibly, that's one of what I'm getting into the journalytics. So you look at a company, you write down your thoughts about that company in journalytics, and then when you go back to that company in the future, you can just see what you've thought about that company, and maybe that's what I should have done in regards to Duratec. Can't quite remember why I sold out that company, but I made the decision at the time to sell out, and I'm sticking to it right now. Now let's like these comments. The Dimerix, my move boggles the mind. I don't think I have ever seen that either. Yes, I've never seen it either. When the company releases a really good announcement and then they do a capital raising on this, not only on the same day before the shares are able to rise, but I'll talk about Dimerix later in the video because they announced the capital raising and they're back to trading. John Channel, I bought CXO, which is called lithium, at 21 cents and Bravura at $1.40. Can you do a chart? How do you think these will go? Again, I can't give you advice. I can tell you how I think they might be trending, but it doesn't mean you should make any decisions back on the back of what I have said. Also, what do you think of Wiser? So let's have a look at those three companies. I'm probably going to be fairly negative on Core Lithium. And Core Lithium is still in a downtrend. No reason to get too excited about Core Lithium or any lithium just now. There's a little bit of excitement about a week ago or so, but that excitement has sort of faded out. Lake Resources did a capital raising today, and the share price did fall about 10%. And there's a chance that Core Lithium might do a capital raising. I don't know. Bravura, I am a holder of Bravura, and I'm still bullish on this company. How did they go today? Steady. But this is a fairly bullish looking chart, and it's on the back. It's even more bullish on the back of the company's financial results that they released on the 20th of February. Share price on that day rose 30%, and now the share price is higher than that day. That's a pretty good sign, and also increase in volume, which is telling me that fund managers are becoming interested again in this company. And the last one was Wiser. Wiser was on my list a while ago. When I say a while ago, maybe 2 months ago, because it looked like there was a little bit of a run in the share price back towards the end of December, a really quick run over about a 5 trading day, 6 trading day period. Share price went from 2.2 cents up to 5 cents, and then there was a pullback. But again, not a lot of volume, but a nice little run in the last 3 days. Share price has gone from about 3.3 cents up to 4.3 cents, and some volume has come in the last 3 trading days as well. So a company to keep your eye on is Wiser. Other than that, I'm not sure if that company is profitable. Pretty sure they do lending, that sort of thing. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're like a lender. Provision of writing personal loans and secured vehicle loans to consumers. And companies in this space have been absolutely hammered over the past few years. And I think some of these companies might be significantly undervalued right now. And I am keeping an eye on some of these companies. Wiser is not one of the companies I'm keeping an eye on, but maybe I should be based off the charts. What else do we have here? Clarity Pharmaceuticals. I'll talk about that in a second. And then another comment from K23 talking about Dimerix. Clarity, definitely on my watch list. This, I wouldn't call it, would I call it or define this company as a competitor to Telix? Potentially. It's way further, not further down the line, it's way about maybe quite a few years behind Telix Pharmaceuticals. But I did have a look at what this company is doing. And if they succeed in what they're doing, that will be really detrimental to Telix Pharmaceuticals. Don't tell me about the science. Don't ask me about the science. But I would actually absolutely botch it if I try to talk about it right now. But it's really intriguing because this would make Telix, I wouldn't say Telix Pharmaceuticals obsolete, but it will be on the way to making Telix Pharmaceuticals obsolete what they're doing. And a beautiful looking chart. I wish I started following this company about towards the end of 2023. There was a nice breakout. And one of the reasons I really not following this company is because it's making no revenue. And I really haven't been following this company at all until recently. But a beautiful breakout on the 30th of November. That day, share price rose about 9.6%. And you could have bought on that day or even the next day at $1.40. And the share price has doubled since then. So a beautiful looking chart. Not weak or no weakness in sight right now. Fair bit of volatility though. Okay. So let's have a look. I'll get rid of this. Let's have a look at the announcements today. And then we'll have a look at the best performing companies and the worst performing companies. And let's update this. I last updated it just before markets had closed. A little bit more activity today than there was yesterday. So 71 events yesterday, 88 events today. So a little bit more excitement on the markets, but nothing for the last hour or so. And let's go all the way back to the start. Was there anything that piqued my interest? Not a lot. So what I do sometimes is I just hover the mouse over the ticker code of the company just to see how the company performed. If there is an announcement that did pique my interest, I sometimes will do that. And more than likely, I would have missed something here, but nothing really at all here. So Pilbara Minerals signs offtake agreement. I don't really care about offtake agreements. That's something I've learned over the past 10 years. Offtake agreements, it's not, it might, even though it's marked price sensitive, it's too wishy-washy. There's a lot of like investor presentations, like Top Shelf released an investor presentation. Now, the most interesting announcement, in my opinion, was Quantum Intellectual Property, 9:05 a.m. Quantum receives further indicative proposal. I think it was $1.81. I'll just open this up. So I've already mentioned that Task Group, I think, is pretty certain. That acquisition is going through. This is much less certain. That's why I took profits. I sold at $1.62.5. I put it in when the share price was at $1.64. I put it in just market. I should have done a limit, but and the reason I say this is much less certain because it's a non-binding indicative offer. That's probably the reason why at share price of $1.81.7 and the Adamantium indicative proposal is all cash with a scripted election of up to 50%. Now, they've mentioned here there's a lot of conditions, including completion of satisfactory due diligence and negation and execution of transaction documentation, as well as other customary conditions. And they should mention somewhere here that this particular price is better than the last one they did receive. They should mention here somewhere. This indicative proposal represents a higher price than the Rouse indicated proposal, but has not yet been comprehensively assessed by the Quantum Board. No agreement has been reached. So you can see, probably understand why this particular acquisition is much less certain going through. And this is one of the reasons why I took profits. This is something I do in regards to these types of acquisitions. I will take profits, lock in my profits, 50% profits over a month and a half holding this particular company. So let's have a look at the chart for quantum intellectual property. Beautiful breakout. This is absolutely, so I bought $1.05 on the 2nd of February. So we're just talking about just over 1 month ago. And this was about 5 or 6 days after the breakout on the 23rd of January. And that was on the back of, I believe that was a positive trading update. Share price on that day rose 14.7%. And you can see the massive volume coming in the last month or so. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Pretty big volume coming through today. And just one good announcement after the next. And a beautiful looking chart. But share price at $1.62 when I sold was 50 or more than 50% from when I bought. And I'm going to take that profits with these sort of announcements. So that's quantum intellectual property. I don't think there was any other announcements that really piqued my interest. I can't remember any off the top of my head. I could be mistaken here. I'm going through this really quickly. So there are certain words I'm looking for. Another one, Illumina. Illumina enters into binding scheme implementation deed. I thought that was already a takeover bid for this company, 8.1% higher. So that's 2 companies in the one day being taken over or possibly being taken over. So, and then Lake Resources equity raising, $20 million equity raising, share price probably down 15.6%. Understandable. West African Resources, they released a presentation. I did open that up because I am a shareholder of that company. I haven't had a look at it yet. So I opened it up, did not have a look because just after West African Resources, a company I do own in my small caps, Prophecy International Holdings, Devo Partnership Accelerate. I like the look of that, but I'm not sure the market. Yeah, the market. Okay, market did like it, 7.6%. I'm just a little bit wary about that company. Even though they release really good announcements at times, the market sometimes just completely misses it. But a good day for Prophecy International. And I think that's it up until 10 a.m. And then after 10 a.m., nothing much happened. But we did get Dimerix at 10:04 a.m. Dimerix completes $20 million placement, and this is important. The most important thing here is at what place the placement is being done. So this is not a capital raising that shareholders can take part in or partake in. I think, I could be wrong. I think this is just a placement to institutions, yes. $20 million via institutional placement. They don't mention anything here about a capital raising to retail investors, no. But the only thing I was looking for here when I opened this particular announcement was what price? And there it is, 30 cents. Now, that was the exact same price, the share price was, when they went into the trading halt in announcing this particular capital raising. But they mentioned here it was at a significant premium to the 30-day VWAP, which is the volume weighted average price. So 30-day volume weighted average price. I don't know how they calculate that. So that's 23.2 cents, 29% premium, and a premium of 14.5% to the 5-day VWAP, and a 52-week high share price. I'm okay with the price of this capital raising. However, if they waited a few days, they probably could have got a higher price because the share price could have absolutely taken off if they didn't do a capital raising. So placing 66.7 million shares, almost the devil's number. What did the up 5%? The share price opened around about 34 cents, so not as much enthusiasm as I would have liked to have seen today. And I think one of the reasons behind that is just the capital raising. So I think management did not do themselves a favor by doing the capital raising or timing the capital raising when they did it. A few other investor presentations: Fleetwood Mac or Fleetwood Limited. Appen. Okay, this is really another interesting one. Appen, pause in trading and then a trading halt at 253. This is going to be because the share price is going on a massive run, up 30% today on the back of no announcements. So this is probably an ASX price query, and Appen might have to answer it. I'm assuming that maybe it's a capital raising. I'm assuming it. Yep, trading halt is requested in response to receipt of an ASX price query. So the ASX wants to know from the management of Appen, is there any information out there that you haven't released to the market that could explain why the share price rose 30% today? And Appen will come back saying no. And the main reason why Appen share price is going on a run. Now, I might be being a little bit unfair on Appen because share price started to really go on a run after they released their half-year results. So that was around the 27th of February. Share price rose 15% on that day, and then another 20% on the day. So this could be on the back of the half-year results. So I had a look at the half-year results, and to be honest with you, I don't understand why the share price will be going on a run, because they did give a January update, and the January results, or the financial performance in January, just that 1 month, were actually quite a bit worse than December. So they're harping on how good December, the month, was, but January was quite a bit worse. I am not even thinking of touching Appen right now. This is a plaything of day traders. They are in this on force. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is because of that half-year results. But this is way too early. Turnarounds don't happen this quick. So I'm thinking potentially there's starting to be a little bit of froth in the air when it comes to these. Maybe you could call it risk on, that sort of thing when it comes to these companies. So day traders are looking for volatility. And we'll be talking about another company, Mesoblast, in a second, when we have a look at the best performing companies on the day. So let's do that right now. Not that. So let's have a look at the best performing companies on the day. And then we'll have a look at the worst performing companies. And then maybe unusual volume, which I always forget to do in these videos. I think I've done it once. And then I'll actually show you a new website I'm starting to look at, FinViz, Financial Visualizations, and I'm starting to look at the screener there. One of the reasons I started to look at the screener is because, I'm going to see if I can find it now. They have somewhere, I'm going to completely not find it. Oh yeah, unusual volume screener, and that's exactly what I'm looking for, not only for Australia, but around the world, I think, maybe. Got country here, USA. Maybe this is predominantly USA, but I do need some sort of thing for the United States. Anyway, I'm off topic a little bit. Best performing companies today: Resource Mining Corporation, up 131%. Turnover 134,000. I'm going to have a look at this company, and I'm going to have a look at the next two companies. Whenever I see a company up over 100%, I'm going to have a look. What happened to cause a rally in the share price? Now, even when the turnover is 28,000, I'm going to have a look. But more than likely, Metals did not release anything. Oh, they did. Okay. This company has made an acquisition, lithium project acquisition and capital raising. So even though lithium prices are way down, there are still companies listing on the ASX exploring lithium. There's even non-lithium explorers buying lithium projects. So all the froth in the lithium space is still not out. That's why I'm a little bit wary still about lithium, because we need absolute destruction when it comes to the sentiment in lithium. And the very fact that this company is up 114% just because they're acquiring a lithium project tells me there's still too much froth in the lithium space. That's just me. And Resource Mining up 131% on much better volume. And they also released an announcement: significant copper gold discoveries at Mapunda, Tanzania. And then they went into a trading halt a few hours later, 3 hours later. In fact, they're only trading for an hour and 41 minutes. This is interesting. Why have they gone into a trading halt? Is this a capital raising? Oh yeah. Company requests a trading halt effective immediately pending the release of a corrective announcement in relation to the announcement released to ASX. So they might have made a mistake. That would be disheartening if they made a serious mistake. There was a company in America that put the decimal place in the wrong spot when it came to something, and the share price increased like 200%, and they came back to the market and said, oh, we made a mistake. We put the decimal spot in the wrong spot. Yeah, our growth wasn't quite like that. I wonder if they could be sued. So don't know anything about this company. This is a sort of announcement I won't look at unless we see a lot of interest from the market. So let's have a look at RMI. Is this a breakout? And this is one of the reasons I go through this process is I'm looking for breakouts, and this is not a breakout. Share price in a well-defined downtrend, even though the share price is up 131%, the share price was higher or at this level just 2 months ago, or maybe 3 months ago. So I would not say this is a breakout. Nice volume coming through, but I'm not interested in RMI. Market cap of the company is 8.9 million. All right, then we have Narada up 40%. This chart is going to look awesome. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the plaything of day traders as well. That's a nice looking chart, a beautiful uptrend, a nice little pullback. Share price pulled all the way back to 7.5 cents, and it's doubled since then up to 15 cents. So congratulations. Much less volume coming through than the last 2 days, though. So maybe it's just on the back of that good announcement they did release on the 28th of February. All right, so a good day for Narada. Then we have Appen, Widgie Nickel. I'm not going to have a look at that. So I'm looking for any companies. There's Mesoblast. Okay, Mesoblast up 23.44%. It's really interesting because, see if I can go back here. So I was actually looking at this last night because I did a night shift, working from home, and I actually did bring up FidViz on my computer here, and I just did a screener, and Mesoblast popped up, and I thought, oh, Mesoblast, they do ASX screeners, but this was the Mesoblast ADR on the Nasdaq, I think, and the share price on the Nasdaq was wherever it's listed on is $2.66. It was up 23.7%. So probably the reason why the share price of Mesoblast Australia was up 23 whatever percent it was because there was a really good day for Mesoblast on the Nasdaq. So let's have a look at the chart for Mesoblast. Is this a potential breakout? Where's my chart thingy? So you can actually have a look at both charts here. Put Mesoblast, and then we have Mesoblast Limited in Nasdaq, and there it is. The really good day, massive volume coming through. The last time the share price was this high was back in late November. Wouldn't necessarily call this a breakout, but maybe Mesoblast in Australia is a breakout. Let's have a look at Mesoblast in Australia. Pretty nice day, up 23.4% to 39.5 cents. The share price was at these levels back on the 30th of November. So what I usually do if I see that is I just put a line there. Put a line there. And it's not, maybe it is a coincidence, or maybe it's not. The share price closed right on that level. Now, on that day, the 20th or 30th of November, the share price did get as high as about 42.5 cents, but it closed or opened at about 40 cents and closed at about 38.5 cents. That's a really bearish one-day candlestick, by the way, a really bearish one, but really good volume coming through from Mesoblast. This is good enough for me to put on my daily watch list. Mesoblast could be a sneaky buy for those who just want to trade. So Mesoblast had a pretty good day. Now I'm going to look, rank it by market cap. So Lumina, they have not been bought out. There's a takeover bid for that company. Bank of South Pacific, I think it's just called BSP Financial. A lot of volatility in that company, up 7%. Bellevue Gold, 10.3%, a really good day for that company. So whoever wanted me to have a look at Bellevue Gold, hopefully you bought in before trading began. Ladder Resources, Cooper Energy, Novonix, Core Lithium had a good day. So whoever asked me to have a look at Bellevue Gold, was it the same person? No, it was different people. Adez, a good day. Drone Shield, a good day. EML Payments, a good day. Okay. Let's talk about my trades today. And I probably should have done this at the start of the video. Maybe I should do my trades today at the start of the video. So I sold profits in Catapult. And I probably should have a look at what happened to Catapult. Where's Catapult? No, it's still at $1.21. I sold at $1.21. I took profits in Quantum IP Intellectual, and with those funds, with that profits I've made out of those two companies, I put it into ANZ Bank. I had not had a look at this yet. ANZ Bank, well, down, oh, no, it was up a little bit, but it's still showing signs of a breakout. ANZ Group, and I have put money back into email payments and Zip. Yes, I took profits, was it last week? And I actually did mention in one of my videos that if I do see email payments break out above $1, I will get back in. I got back in, and I've also got back into Zip because I'm seeing strength in both of those companies. And I'm pretty sure both companies had a pretty good day. So let's have a look at email payments. Yeah, this is pretty good. So $1 was a really strong resistance level for this company. You can see the share price got to $1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times before yesterday. And even though the ASX had a big down day, email payments closed at $1.03, up about, what was it? Up, what was it? Up 4%. And that excitement has continued on today, up another 6.7%, closing at $1.10.5. So I do see strength in email payments. This is exactly what I'm looking for, a nice little breakout. So even though I sold last week, I bought back in. And believe that's very important. Don't linger on decisions you have made and wonder if they're right or wrong. And if possibly they're wrong, don't be shy about putting your money back in or out of that company. And Zip was the other one. I do think there's a little bit of strength in Zip still. I was expecting a bit of a sell-off. We haven't really seen a massive sell-off. Yesterday, the share price did get to just below $1.20, but some strength has come back into Zip, closed at $1.28, which I believe is the highest close for Zip for a long time, because the last 3 days, the share price has not closed at this level. It's closed below $1.28. So I sold out of Quantum Intellectual Property, Catapult, and I bought into ANZ Group, email payments, and Zip. A few other companies on my radar include Peoplein, National Tire Diagnostics, Adaz was on my radar. That's gone up today. Even Westpac is on my list as well. So very excited to see email payments and Drone Shield rebounding. I was thinking of going back to trading Drone Shield. I do have a long-term holding in that company, and the reason I was thinking of trading Drone Shield, it moved into a nice, reliable support level, which is the shaded green area, and it has bounced off that. So it's bounced from 60 cents up to 70 cents. And I also saw a few other companies. Electro-Optic Systems up 8%. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And there's Quantum Intellectual Property. Frontier Digital Ventures up 10.6%. I will be doing a standalone video on this company soonish. I have it all prepared, and probably it. Well, might be a little bit more further down the list. There's Prophecy, yay. It says up 11%. That's probably because of Chi-X. Okay, let's have a look at the worst performing companies today. Okay, so by percentage change, Sultan Resources, Energetics down 20% on $500, 28 value of $500. Energetics down 20% on only $528 worth of shares being sold today. So Lake Resources down because of a capital raising, 15.6%. So a lot of these were making sense. Venture Minerals down 14.3%. Someone did mention Venture Minerals in my comment section. Maybe it was deleted. I don't remember seeing it. Let's have a look at Venture Minerals just for that memory I have, because I did have a look at it when I saw that comment, and I went, oh, chart looks interesting and a little pullback, but the volume is a little bit higher than what I'd like. Typically, on a pullback, I like to see low volume. That tells me there's not a lot of sellers. Sellers aren't interested. And what else? Nothing else here. Let's have a look by market cap. Oh, Yancoal. I'm almost certain that company went ex-dividend. I'm not even going to. I'm pretty sure in market index there is some upcoming dividends. Well, Yancoal. Yep, there's Yancoal. 32.5 cents. Okay, there we are. That makes sense. Calix, I'm doing a video on Calix as well. Financial year 23 video. I was going to record that video before this particular video, but I have not done that. So look out for that video. Otherwise, nothing really piquing my interest here and having a closer look. Q Energy, which is a company I do own, down 8.7% from 11.5 cents to 10.5 cents. Ike GPS had a good day yesterday, down day today, 7.8%. You see that a lot. APM Animal Health was looking interesting, but down 5.7% today. All right, so I think that might be it when it comes to this particular video. So pretty nice day for me. I had a look at the performance of my technical portfolio today, up about 1.2% last time I looked. And I'm always going to take that sort of performance or one-day performance when the overall market was fairly flat. But pretty good day for the small ords, also a pretty good day for the tech sector. So that's probably why I had a pretty good day for my portfolio. Anyway, so if you have any questions, any thoughts, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.